Hi, I'm Glenn Tinley with Winnipeg Men and Women magazine and Marketplace magazine. I am back from our summer break here in the gall of our Mayor of Winnipeg's office, Mayor Sam Katz. It's September, it's October now, but...
I'm still trying to get over the comment grand.
Well, it is sort of a grand haul when you come in.
Summer was great. We rented a little place at the lake for about 8 days, and we did a little trip later on. A fun summer. I'd like to repeat this type of summer every year.
Well, when you consider last winter right through to summer, it's just we've had a good, a real good year.
We can't complain.
Yeah.
We've been very fortunate.
No, we've been good, and lucky for you. And the budget of the city, the flooding was. Last spring was good, so when it's this dry, that's what happens.
Since you brought it up, I would like to take that opportunity right now. Just a big shout out to the firefighters and all the emergency workers who basically worked both in the big fire we had in St. Boniface as well as the grass fires. They do a phenomenal job, and you have the city working with the province, and boy, and thank goodness, that nobody was hurt. I mean, that's a small miracle right there.
Well, that explosion that I saw at St. Boniface on the news, I was out of town. I happened to see it, and when they say nobody was hurt from that, and including firefighters who they're putting their lives at risk when they're there, boy oh boy, that's a blessing.
Amen.
Yeah. Let's start off as we're getting into October. We got a couple of things, but in the next short while, week or so, Centralia 2012 is coming to town. I know the city of Winnipeg and yourself are big supporters. It's sort of speed dating for business.
I love that phrase, and it's very accurate.
Oh, it's exactly it. It's business companies and businesses and operators coming in from all over the globe. Lots from the U.S. and Mexico, obviously because of the trade routes, but from all around the world, there's people coming in, and lots happening with that. So, I mean, it's a great business driver for the city.
There's no question. I mean, this all started, if you, as you know, your geography, we are basically the heart of the continent geographically. And if you go Winnipeg, Kansas City, Mexico, I've been to Mexico on some of these missions, and it's a perfect opportunity. And when you have companies coming in from all over the world, basically, and exchanging ideas, it's all about seeing if we can create opportunity for each other, and that's a very good thing, and it's good for everybody there, and hopefully everybody can benefit and prosper. And more importantly, when they create new business, what that really means is more quality jobs for people. And obviously, I'm focused on Winnipeg, but that's the goal and the objective. I was there, 2 years ago. It's amazing how time's flown. A great turnout. I remember making some remarks there, and it was pretty amazing the quality of people that come. It's absolutely fantastic, and they're doing a great job with it.
Well, and I was looking at reports from the last 2 years ago, and sort of not only are they making connections, like you say, but they're making instant results where people are saying, we met this company, we didn't realize that we had a great connection with, and we're instantly creating business, which, as you say, spins into, if we're creating more business and export, we have to hire more people to support it.
Well, it's nice when you have the deal maker sitting at the table right there.
And that's...
without the lawyers, and no disrespect to lawyers, of course.
You know what? I'm going to call it a cycle.
Okay, fine.
Technology went, and I love technology, but it's kind of coming. It is coming back. Air travel, business travel is up and increasing, especially all throughout North America. And I think that is people saying we love the technology, but we got to get in front of our customers. And so Centralia brings those people to town, and it's a great event. And the Winnipeg Chamber and NIM, which is our business collection through Mariette Muller, doing a fantastic job.
What a personality. She's amazing.
She is a fireball for this city, I'll tell you.
Her and Dave Angus worked very hard, and you know what? They're both great people. They've done a great job, so kudos to them.
Yeah, they are doing good. Let's talk about a project that is officially opening or has been opened now, is Triple P, public-private partnership, that took a while to come to fruition, but seems to be very well received. And from what I see as I drive underneath it every day, it looks fantastic, which is the new Disraeli Bridge. Yeah,
it's obviously one of the largest projects we've done. It was a P3, as you know. It's going to be, the grand official opening will be happening very shortly. On time, on budget.
Yeah.
So if you look at our track record with P3s, pretty amazing, Chief Peguis Trail, a year ahead of schedule, on budget. Disraeli Bridge and Freeway, basically on time, on budget. We did the police station in the east part of the city, once again, on time, on budget. As a matter of fact, about 3 weeks ago, I went to Regina and spoke at an infrastructure summit and talked about P3s and the benefit. And of course, there was yours truly, and who was obviously supportive. And there was the head of the unions who was basically against it. And I think I showed them that you can only judge based on what you've done, and all our P3s have worked out phenomenally well, which means we're doing our due diligence. As a result of my speech, I've been invited to 2 other places to speak, both Toronto and Florida. I think I'm becoming the poster child of P3, and I'm happy to do that. And keep in mind, as I've always said, P3s are not for all projects, but they are perfect for some, and you utilize them at that particular point in time, and we've done a great job.
Well, speaking, when you bring up Florida, instantly what comes to mind is U.S. election, and been watching the debates, and the amount of money that the U.S. is putting into infrastructure projects to try to spur their economy a bit. I'm not sure where they stand. I haven't done the research to find out where they stand on P3s and how much they use them. But going down to Florida, obviously there's some interest there, so maybe they're not using them, but it's a great way for them to take government dollars and use them a little bit more effectively. Yeah,
there's a little bit of a difference between Canada and the United States. For example, when cities are trying to deal with their infrastructure deficit, they have access to all sorts of taxes that they can implement. Here, for example, I'll only speak for Winnipeg, we don't have the power to do anything. All the power is with the province. And as you know, we haven't really been seeing a lot from the province. We've come with all sorts of ideas on sharing some revenues. So far, nothing, and we don't have those powers. So, if you ever attend these, you'll see how in the United States, they have so many ways of addressing this, whereas here, it's not the same. Limited. And that's why the tool of a P3 is a great opportunity. And I can tell you right now, many cities, Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver, they're beating the doors down of Ottawa to access P3 money for rapid transit as well. So there's all sorts of opportunity, because that's where all the money is right now.
Yeah, and the feds support P3s.
There is no infrastructure money available right now other than P3 money. So why wouldn't you want to access it?
Well, I've been in Vancouver recently, and there's a lot of chatter about rapid transit and their whole transit system, and somebody actually made the comment, well, it seems to be 20 years behind, and I think, gee, I've been on it. I don't think it's 20 years behind. I think Vancouver's pretty impressive, but I don't live there, and I don't.
I'd love to have what they have in Vancouver.
Their SkyTrain?
Okay, so if we say they're behind, come on.
We would think we're living in the Jetsons world if we had the SkyTrain here.
That day will come, my friend.
From what I've seen on the rapid transit line here, and I've seen actually the Osborne Street station. It's impressive. It's very nice.
I agree.
Yeah. So let's wrap up with the sort of an exciting announcement of an event that's coming to town that did very well last time it was here.
Yeah, the Junos are coming to town. We're going to be hosting them in 2014. When it comes to Junos, 2005, I remember being there. It was terrific. And it's not just that, the red carpet and that night. It's 4 or 5 days with all sorts of great events. Coming from, a background of being involved in concert promotion, which is where, I came from. I've been to the Junos before, and it's just great to see them happening here in Winnipeg. The economic impact is phenomenal. CTV will be televising it. We have the opportunity to let 2 million people see why Winnipeg is such a great city. And I remember when we first came up with the accommodation tax, which would fund the special event fund. They were an example of how it works, because that's the fund that we're using. $1.2 million is going towards that. So, and the province is actually matching that. So things work, and it's great to see. And we know a lot of, bands and artists who originate here from Winnipeg have either been nominated for Junos, have won Junos. Whether it's a Chantal Kreviazek, whether it's a Fred Penner, Burton Cummings, Blue Rodeo, the Guess Who, et cetera, Neil Young. It goes on and on. Tom Cochrane. Not exactly in Winnipeg.
Well, Manitoba boy.
Good enough. And I love Tom. Gave him a key to the city. Okay?
Yes, I know you did. And it is a great event, and what'll be nice is when I think back to 2005 and the state, the downtown as it was back then, as opposed to what it'll be in 2014, that the hotel across from MTS Center will be up and operating, which is going to be a beautiful centerpiece. You've
Museum
got
for Human Rights.
Museum for Human Rights. So all of this, it will be a completely different downtown, so that hopefully the cameras and everybody that's out there see when they're at the MTS Center and they're going down for the event, they're looking around, looking at a completely different, vibrant downtown than what they have at any time in the past.
I guess it's interesting because the first two topics we talked about were things that were happening in the cities. You can see now we get to Junos. It just goes to show that when you have momentum and you keep it going, wonderful things keep happening. Here's another example: investing in your infrastructure, basically creating opportunity for businesses, creating employment, etc. Now we get to Junos, and everybody sees, you know, Winnipeg is a great city to live, work, play, and they'll find out why we love Winnipeg. So it's wonderful. It's great news.
Well, and I do think that, I mean, we talk about hockey, you know, and it will come back. I mean, it's like anything; they'll settle their differences. But having the NHL back, you know, sort of put a glow on the city, and I still think is there. But what it does, I mean, the Junos are going to travel anyway, but Winnipeg becomes a place where, as opposed to maybe, and I don't want to, you know, maybe in the past it was like, yeah, we got to make sure we get to Winnipeg or Regina or Saskatoon. Now it's like, no, we got to get into Winnipeg, because when we go there, it's successful. The crowds come out, the people are there, people are excited, the downtown looks great, there's things going on. I mean, that's a difference.
I consider myself to be very fortunate to be mayor while the Junos have been here not once but twice. So since I've been mayor, so you know
that'll be an exciting.
I think it's important for yours truly and council to keep on working what we're doing. Obviously, what we're doing is right. We're going in the right direction. We still have work to do, so we'll continue.
Well, I will let you continue, because I know you are a busy man in this growing, vibrant city that is going to continue along that path. So I thank you for welcoming us back after the summer break, and we will talk to you in November.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
And I am Glenn Tinley with Winnipeg Men and Women Magazine and Marketplace Magazine, and we will talk to you again in mid-November.